fifth topic of the day. This is not an angle review. We mostly do angle reviews, but I'm trying to throw in some discussion topics too, and general wrestling discussion topics. But okay, let's do Ricky Starks, Vlad. So I mentioned this last night while we were talking. So Ricky Starks did an interview on Chris Van Vliet's podcast, where he basically said that he doesn't know why he's not being used by Tony Khan, that he's available, he's healthy, he's under contract, but Tony Khan's just not using, he's just sitting at home making money, which he's upset about because he'd rather work. He loves wrestling, it seems, and he wants to become a star, and he was on the fast track to becoming a star, but suddenly he just got cut off and not used. So, all right, Vlad, do you have any thoughts on this interview and, just thoughts on now learning about this, that he's just straight up, Tony Khan is just not using him. He's not letting him go. He doesn't want to let him go to WWE because he wants to go, obviously, but he's just making him sit on the shelf. Let's hear some thoughts about this. I'm going to put 90 seconds on the clock.
Well, I mean, it's not the first wrestler we've heard that's happened with. I mean, there's been other guys, Miro, Malachi Black. I mean, I've heard other guys that wanted their release but are not getting it because they want to go to the WWE because they're not used well here, but then it's not given that.
Do you think Tony Khan's a bad guy for not letting him go?
Well, no, he's not a bad guy for not letting him go. He's a bad guy for killing his push and not doing anything with him. That's what he's a bad guy for. He's a bad booker. Or at the very least, he's a bad booker.
Well, it would be worse if he put him out there and buried him. Like, hey, we know you're leaving, so we're just going to make you do embarrassing things like Vince would have made someone do.
Well, why would you? Okay, well, why then book this guy as he should be booked, because he is a guy that he can talk. He's very good on the mic. He's a pretty good worker from everything.
Why would he book him? Why would he book him to be strong and look strong if he's just going to leave for WWE? Why would?
Well, maybe he wouldn't leave if in that case.
No, he's going to leave. He's Cody.
Well, he's going to leave now. Well, he's going to leave now, but he didn't have to leave before. Obviously, he wants to leave now.
I think he was always going to leave, man. Once Cody left, and Cody's like, the door's open here for you.
So what's the answer? What's the answer? Just not paying this guy and having him sit? You told me that he has a contract for another year and a half.
Why doesn't he just let him go?
Okay, fine, let him go in that case. But I agree with that. But he's not going to let him. He's not letting him go. And you're
Why
asking
not?
My opinion. I don't. I mean, he doesn't want him to go to WWE, I guess.
Does he think AEW is actually competition to WWE? He's like, I don't want to give them a strong character because, they're not competition to WWE.
No, I agree.
Like, he's just holding this guy hostage, out of.
It's weird. It's weird to do that. And also, I mean, I know he has a lot of crazy money, right? So it's all monopoly money to him at this point. But still, you would think that he would want to either use this guy or just not use him. Just move on with it. If guys don't want to be there, find out. Isn't that kind of the way it works in the NBA now? Like, if you don't want to be on the team, ask for a trade, and they find a way to get rid of you. I don't know. That's kind of, and they send you to a new place. That's kind of the way things should work here, I guess. But I don't know. It's kind of weird with Tony Khan right now. He's just not releasing people. Which I understand. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry. I was just gonna say some people did get their release. Like, for some reason, we don't know why, but like Cody was like, okay, I want to leave. Fine, go. Regal,
I think Cody's contract was up. To be fair.
Okay, and then William Regal is another one. He just like
William Regal just said leave, and he said yes, but that's something to do with this Sunday or something like that. But I don't know the full story of here with Ricky Starks. I could see that he's unsatisfied, but again, I also don't. I think me and you were talking about this via text message. How sorry can we feel for a guy that's just getting paid a shitload of money to sit at home and not do anything? I can't feel that bad for him either. But yes, of course, I'd like to see him on TV wrestling because that's what he's kind of good at, right? That's a profession. But that's it. I'll leave it at that.
All right. Before I let Robert talk, I'll just make a quick point that I think that in general, Tony Khan shouldn't be like trying to sabotage WWE success. Like, in general, I think if there's good wrestling anywhere, it's good for the wrestling industry. Like, if WWE is doing good and people are just like watching good wrestling and enjoying themselves, they're gonna want to watch AEW too. You know what I mean? So I think
I disagree with that.
I don't know. I don't think there's a competition between the two. between WWE. The AEW viewers are going to be the AEW viewers. And it really doesn't have much to do with what WWE is doing. If he lets Ricky Starks go to WWE, it doesn't change AEW's show, like, at all. But anyways, Robert, whatever we've been talking about, jump in there. Let's see what you have to say.
Well, actually, I have a question for you because you keep mentioning that he's leaving for WWE. That's confirmed, or
Yes, I'm confirming that.
you're confirming that?
No, there's no real confirmation. but
Okay,
it's just
because you say that as if there's confirmation. I'm like,
Oh,
what?
this is for sure. It's like the most
Okay.
obvious thing. He was hanging out with Cody
we can,
backstage.
of course, we can assume that's the most likely scenario. But like you said that that's already been confirmed.
He took a picture of him with Cody backstage.
Yeah.
at the
Okay.
WWE show.
That was
What
something
the
I was
heck?
gonna bring up. But first of all, before I get to that, it sucks that he's not being used because he has, at least to me, he has a lot of star potential. He's, he has that it factor that a lot of other, talent in AEW don't have. He just has it. Like he has the self confidence. It's very obvious when you see him on the mic, right? And he's very good in the ring as well. So it's a waste that he's just not being used. So it sucks that he's not being used. I don't really know why. So all we could do is speculate. But yeah, I don't know. I know he's very, very close friends with Cody Rhodes, and I believe he attended WrestleMania or one of those PLEs.
He attended WrestleMania when he won the WrestleMania 40. Yeah.
I don't know if that plays a factor into Tony Khan's decision as to whether to use him or not. I don't know. If so, that's petty. But again, all we could do is speculate. We don't really know why Tony's doing this or not. I don't know. But it's all I can say for sure is that it sucks that he's not being used because he has the it factor. He has a lot of star potential.
Oh yeah, man. He was on track to being a star in AEW. He was in a lot of big feuds with a lot of big names. And I think when CM Punk, they designed Collision around CM Punk, but then Punk left, and I think they tried to replace him with Ricky Starks. Like for a few weeks, he was kind of the top guy on Collision, and he was kind of hanging. He was hanging. He was bringing in some viewers. It wasn't as bad as it is now. And then suddenly it just got cut off. So yeah, it's kind of sad. You're right, but whatever. Just sit home and stay in shape and go to NXT next year. It's all good.